So I just beat Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for the first time ever in 2023, right after beating Assassin's Creed 2. How does it hold up? Is it still good? Is it still as smooth, as beautiful, as funny as you remember it being? I think my opinion is gonna be a little different than most people because this is the first time I played in my life. So I have a lot to say about it as a first time enjoyer of the Ezio trilogy. If you're interested in my playthrough for the first game, that's on the channel. Assassin's Creed 1 is also there. I'm going through the stories one at a time, having the time of my life. Let's get into it, but before we do that, if you enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff, it's very much appreciated and it helps out the channel a lot. And let's start with the bad stuff, because I like to get that over with very fast and there's not much of it in this game. And the first negative in this game is that it's very repetitive compared to the first game, to Assassin's Creed 2. If you played that game like me, I came to this game right after finishing Assassin's Creed 2, and it's gonna feel very much similar. It's just gonna be basically more or less the same story. You go to find the same characters, you do the same kinds of missions, you do the same kind of contracts, same kind of side missions. It's more or less the same. It's like Assassin's Creed 2 but with better graphics. So that is a big negative. I expected more depth to the story, to have more interesting stuff. But the depth, for me at least, it felt like it came from the modern side of the game. The modern story is a lot more impactful in this game than it was in Assassin's Creed 2, so that's where the depth came in. But when it comes to Ezio and his side of the tale, it's more or less like Assassin's Creed 2, and for me that's a negative because I wanted to know more about what happened with Ezio. Another thing that I didn't like, which I can't blame the developers for because the game is old, is the performance. I have a pretty strong PC, but it runs the game like shit. I heard that you can play with the settings with the CPU to make it run on less cores and then it works fine. I tried it, didn't work for me. It ran pretty bad most of the time. It had a lot of frame drops, a lot of stuttering, so that's a really big negative because it's just not what I want to play my games as. But like I said, I can't blame the developers. It's an old game. They worked with the technology they had, but I thought I should mention it because if you're like me and this is the first time you play it, then you should go in expecting this. And that's pretty much it when it comes to negatives. I only have these two things to talk about. As you can imagine, this game is pretty damn awesome. So I don't have a lot of negative things to talk about in this video, and these were my only negatives. Now let's get into the good stuff, which there is a lot of it in this game. First of all, the graphics. I really didn't expect the jump to be this big from Assassin's Creed 2 to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but I was very surprised. It actually looks really amazing. Even now, it holds up pretty damn good. The characters are expressive, just like they were in Assassin's Creed 2, but the whole design and look of the game just feels a lot better. It feels a lot modern. I feel like this was the big jump that they made when it comes to Assassin's Creed games. Like 1 and 2 look more or less the same, but Brotherhood looks like the next gen for Assassin's Creed. So I really loved that, and it was a massive weight off my shoulder that this game looks a lot better. It made the whole playthrough a lot more enjoyable because the graphics I'm looking at look better. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't take away the stuff that Assassin's Creed 2 did. It's still an amazing game, I still love it. Check out my video, it's really good, shameless plug. But yeah, it felt good to play the game with great graphics compared to Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. Second thing I wanted to talk about is just Ezio himself. I'm sure you heard a lot about him already, but he is an amazing assassin. He is a great character, his story is just interesting and fun to go through. It does go through the same road that it went through in the first game, Assassin's Creed 2. But yeah, it is interesting to see where Ezio goes and how he grows as a man. Even though he does a lot of the same things he did in Assassin's Creed 1, he does them in a lot of mature way now, because he did grow a lot. It's been like 10 years since Assassin's Creed 2, so you can see how he developed as a person emotionally and just like as an assassin, and a lot of different things happened between the two games. So I did appreciate the development that he went through, and I really can't wait to see where he goes with Revelations. Like I said, I never played these games. I started from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, so I never knew what or who Ezio is. So I'm really glad that I'm going through the story for the first time in my life, and it is going pretty well. I did enjoy it a lot. More in this game than I did in the first, actually. Assassin's Creed 2 felt like an introduction, which was fun and nice, but it's an origin story, and for me personally, I enjoy where the characters end up more than their origins. So I do love the story of the game more than Assassin's Creed 2. Another really good thing is the whole combat side of the game. I like the new crossbow that you get in the game. I like the new stuff that they add on top of the gameplay loop that was in Assassin's Creed 2. It feels more smooth, although it's really broken because you can just go on a rampage and kill like 30 dudes with no problem. In Assassin's Creed 2, that could never happen unless your timings were great with parrying. In this game, you don't even need to parry, just keep pressing square and everyone will be dead in 2 seconds. Which, yeah, I can see how that moved on to become Assassin's Creed Black Flag combat. Because if there's one thing I remember about Black Flag is that the combat is just straight up broken. But don't get me wrong, the combat being easy doesn't take away from the fun of it. I do enjoy using all the tools that Ezio has, and it's a lot of options and a lot of visual flashiness that you can see, and it's just fun. It's a power fantasy. Ezio, in this part of his life, is already an amazing assassin, and he's like a mentor and whatnot. So it does make sense in the story, even though it doesn't make too much sense that he can kill like 50 guys in 5 seconds. But yeah, let's just assume he can, so he is story-wise doing fine, but it does make the game very easy, but it is fun to look at. It's a power trip, and I really did enjoy it. And another great thing that I cannot underestimate is all the little things, like the fast travel system. I did love that the fast travel is fixed in this game. In the first game, Assassin's Creed 2, you could only fast travel from specific points at the beginning of cities to other beginnings of cities. So you had to run to the gate of the city to go and fast travel from there most of the time. Yeah, there were some fast travels inside the city, but most of them were inconvenient to get to. In this game, the fast travels are a lot more abundant and they are a lot easier to use, so I did love that. Another thing is that you can get the horse inside the city. You can just whistle and get a horse there immediately, just like in the newer RPG games. So that's also a lot more appreciated than having to run across an open field for 5 minutes. So there's a lot of little things that they added that feel great. For example, also the controller layout. I finally can use R2. In Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, for some reason, I couldn't map my controller to play on PC with using R2 and L2, so it was a pain. I had to basically ignore those buttons. In this game, it works fine as it should, so that's also appreciated. There's a lot of little improvements compared to the first two games that really add to the experience and just make it more smooth and fun to go through. And lastly, the best point in this game is just Rome itself. It's really a step up from Assassin's Creed 2. It's beautiful, first of all. Assassin's Creed 2 and 1 were beautiful in their own way, but Rome is beautiful in the traditional way. It just looks fun to look at. It just looks great. It feels great to go through the roofs, jump, parkour, move in the cities. The NPC density is great, like I mentioned in Assassin's Creed 2. The whole district vibe is different in each district. It's just a greatly designed city, and I really did enjoy parkouring through it. And one more honorable mention that I almost forgot to mention is the whole Brotherhood aspect of the game. Yeah, it's the main, and it's in the name, so I was kind of dumb for forgetting it, but it is a really big part of the game how Ezio builds his Brotherhood. It reminds me of the system that they have in Far Cry 6, where you can get mercenaries and send them on missions, and they can come help you in the open world as well. So now I know where they got that from. I thought it's new for Far Cry, but I guess they took it from Assassin's Creed 2. So yeah, it is fun. I really do enjoy building my little brotherhood of assassins. So it was great, and it's a really big aspect of the game. And the whole building of Rome itself and Ezio buying properties, giving it to different factions, rebuilding Rome with the assassins, and building the brotherhood into Rome itself. It's just a great design and it's fun to do, and you really do feel the progression, which was really an amazing thing in these old games. I just love how you progress with the character. I really hate how in the new games you progress through your skill tree, and in the older games you progress through actual progress. You get new equipment, new people, new things to do. You actually progress in the story. So this game has that, and it's really very much appreciated, and I felt it really well, even more so than in the first two games, Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. In this game, you feel the progress that Ezio goes through with his brotherhood and him personally as well. So all in all, I really had a blast playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and I can see why people love it now. You know, I didn't know why people loved Assassin's Creed 2. I played that game and now I get it. I didn't know why people loved Assassin's Creed 1. Now I get it, and now I finally get why people love Brotherhood so much. It's by far the best one in this old type of game that I played so far. I only played the first 3 games, to be fair, and this is the best one. To be fair, I have a lot to play through, so yeah, my journey is long. If you're interested, check the channel for it. But as of right now, Brotherhood is one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. I would love a remaster for this game. Don't get me wrong, it still looks good, feels good. Like I said, I did enjoy playing through it, but having this game remastered with just smoother gameplay and movement and just don't change anything else. Just give me better graphics and better gameplay and I will love this game till I die because it really just has so much personality in it. And it's really investing, and you just feel a part of this world. You feel like Ezio rebuilding this great empire of the assassins. You love to see it through. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game, and I really can't wait to play Revelations. That's gonna be my next game on the list. So if you enjoyed that game, let me know. Am I in for a good treat or is it gonna be disappointing? Let me know down in the comments. But for now, that's all I had to say about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe to the YouTube stuff. And as always, thank you for watching and have a nice day.